welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a quick review on my C.H.A.N.E.L Jumbo bag in the black caviar leather. So let's get this beauty off the shelf and start this video right away. First off, let's start by taking a few measurements on this bag. Like I said before, this is the C.H.A.N.E.L Jumbo in the black caviar leather. I bought it in September of 2017, so I was lucky. I bought it right before the price increase that happened in November, and I was very happy about that. Now, like I showed you with the dust bag that comes with the bag, there also is a little dust cloth that fits over your hand like a glove, which you can use to buff out your bag and wipe it, keep your hardware shiny, and just to maintain your bag in perfect condition. You have a few pieces of felt and some tissue paper that come with the bag to keep it stuffed and well protected during storage. As you can see, the bag is about 1 foot across if you take your measurements at the top or at the bottom. It is about 3.5 inches wide, also taking measurements from the side and from the bottom of the bag. Again, a little bit closer to 4 inches if you take your measurement at the bottom of the bag. The drop of the handles when they're all doubled up is roughly 12 inches. As you may have seen before, the C.H.A.N.E.L Jumbo comes with black caviar leather with an interior lining in the burgundy color. Some of the things I wanted to mention about this bag are a few tips on how to keep it in pristine condition. Whether you're thinking of selling it someone sometime down the line and wanting to get the best return on it, or whether you just want to keep it in pristine condition for your own personal use. The first tip is to always keep your bag stuffed properly. Whether you use the tissue paper that comes in the box in your bag, or you just use some bubble wrap, whatever it is, have your bag always properly stuffed. The second tip is to always store your bag inside its dust bag and not inside the box, since the leather needs to breathe. So the dust bag is always the way to go when storing your C.H.A.N.E.L Jumbo F.L.A.P. The third thing is to always keep it standing upright. Never have your bag stored on its back or on its front. Always keep it standing upright. Sometimes the bag does tilt forward and end up on its face. You don't want that either. And so the way to counterbalance that is to keep your straps on the other side of your bag, just to even out the weight and kind of counterbalance the weight of the flaps. Number 4, and this is kind of what I like to do, and I know a lot of people wouldn't be too accepting of it, but when I am using this bag, I do not wear rings. And that is because the inner side of your flap is usually the first part of the bag to get scratched up. And the way I keep my flap without any scratches and in amazing condition is by not wearing rings. If you need to wear rings, try to pick something that isn't too pointy, like a diamond ring, for example. Wear something that is a little maybe round or flat, just so that you don't damage your flap every time you go into your bag to get something, because this is usually the first part of the bag to get scratched up. Another thing would be to use the cloth that they provide you every time you store your bag or take it out of storage. Just wipe it down, make sure there's no dust collecting on it, and also, if you think that your bag is in true need of some type of conditioning, you could use a transparent leather polish that the lady at the C.H.A.N.E.L boutique recommended to me, and I haven't used it yet since I don't think that my bag needs it. Also, don't stretch out your pockets too much. Like this back pocket here, for example, as tempting as it may be to just put your phone or your things into it all of the time, I think that's fine, just as long as you don't stretch it out too much. Like, don't overstuff your pocket, because it will start to stretch and it won't be as firm as it was when you first got it. Last but not least, never pinch your bag from the top when you try to lift it off a surface. If you can't grab your bag by the handles, then I suggest the second best thing to do would be to lift it up from the side and grab it as such. But grabbing it from the top and pinching it will lead to the upper flap becoming pointy. I know that they have it reinforced with a double flap now to avoid that happening, and of course that will help, but making a conscious effort not to pinch the top of your bag will also help in keeping it in pristine condition and always having that same structure that it had when you got it brand new. Another one of my tips or recommendations would be to put a piece of felt between the inner lap and this little zipper up here, because this zipper is very sharp and it can leave an indentation in your bag if there's nothing between the zipper and the leather that is on the inside during storage. Also, when you store your bag, don't close this flap. Just leave it open, because when you close it and lock it, that just puts strain on the bag that is unnecessary. So leave it open, and that way you will keep the shape of your flap round just the way it should be. One of the things that I didn't like seeing on the bag when I first got it was how the straps end. You can see there the way they're folded back on themselves and kind of just like restitched. I don't know. But just so that when you get it, you know that that is how it is supposed to look like. It does look a little funny, but that's just how the strap looks at its very end. The rest of the strap is seamless. It is just one long strap of that pebbled leather threaded through the gold chain. It is very squeaky when you get your bag and it's brand new. For some people, I've heard them say that that noise drives them crazy and that they didn't like it. I think that sound is just really attractive and is part of how I enjoy my bag, is to hear that squeaky sound of a brand new Chanel chain. So I encourage any of you out there to inspect your bag thoroughly before accepting it. Even if you do get it home and you notice something that you're not sure about, a stitching that is popping out, the placement of the grommets here on the top, maybe something else that you might notice with your bag, anything that doesn't make you feel happy about your purchase, you should discuss with your sales associate right away. And if you're not happy, you can always return it. You can get something different. You can return it and get your money back if it's within the first 2 weeks. But don't be afraid to speak up about the quality or the integrity of your bag. And always you should inspect your bag as much as possible before you walk out of the store. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. See you next time.